My name is Trond Syrstad. I have been fishing here in the River Orkla for over 30 years, and I have also been able to and had the pleasure to produce my own fishing gear. A fishing gear to make my own fishing as easy as possible. And what I think is very important is that I have a fishing gear, a rod, a line, a setup, which can make it as easy as possible for me, that I can cast as few casts as possible, I can wade as little as possible in the river, I can disturb the salmon so they don't see me. So when I present the fly, then suddenly they see, wow, there's something, and then they take the fly. And to make that happen, it's very important that I have a fishing gear, a setup, which makes that casting and fishing very easy. In the beginning of the season, we have most of the time high river, cold river, and we have to use heavy sinking lines and big tube flies. I use a short shooting head in combination with a shooting line, and to that fishing I use at least a 15-foot rod, sometimes longer, but mostly 15 foot. And I like a rod who bends deep down to the cork, a flat action with a combination with a heavy top. That makes it very easy. The rod becomes strong and it's easy to lift the shooting head out of the water, which make me possible to cast a few casts to have the fly as much as possible in the water, which is important in the dune fishing. You have to spend a lot of time. It's hard work. You have to cast over and over again, because the salmon, they are not crowded, they're not waiting there for a long time. You have to be there when it happens. Later in the season, when the water is lower, the temperature in the water is higher, it's possible to use shorter rods. You don't catch more fish by using a shorter rod, but you make it easier for yourself. You can cast with less effort, you can cast with more floating lines, you can have it a very light setup, which makes it very easy for you to spend time in the river. If you also have the combination with a single head rod, when the water is very low, it makes the fishing very easy and exciting. One thing I think is very important is that you have the possible to change your fishing. If you shove up in the river in the morning, you see the temperature, you see the water level, you see the light, you see how the conditions are. You pick up your favorite fly, you choose your favorite setup, and then you try to fish the best you can the first round. When you have done that, don't go back and change the fly. Change the whole line, change the whole setup. If you have fished the first round with a full floater, take your 15-foot, go over with a very heavy sinking line, maybe a bigger fly, fish deep in combination by pulling the line. Try to change it dramatically. Then it's like fishing a new pool when you go round 2. So to make that happen, it's much more easy for you. If you have already a ready setup, if you have the 15-foot with a sinking line, you have the 13-6, the short double-handed rod ready with a floater, and you also have the single-head rod with a smaller, different fly, you've been forced to do the fishing the way you should do. You should change tactic, you should change the way you fish, and you make that very much more easy for yourself if you have the rods ready to go. Then you don't, because it's so many people, they fish the same, they use the same, they fish the same angle, they walk the same steps between every cast. Don't do that. That minimizes the chances. If you want to optimize your chances, you should change the way you fish and change the setup and rods. Also, when it comes to the clothing, we have an expression called trøndervædder in Trøndelag. And that is, it can change dramatically from bright sunlight like it's now to suddenly it starts to rain. It can get very cold in just some few minutes. And then when you start the fishing in the morning, it can also be cold, and it changes to become very hot and warm during the day. It's very important that you have a lot of layers in your clothing, so you can change clothes easily. And also have a good fishing jacket, so it's no problem with the real good fishing weather, when it rains, so that you can continue fishing then. So if you have good clothing, you have a lot of different rods with a different setup, you have a big chance to get a very good fishing trip here in the Orkla, and you optimize your chances to catch something.